When we think of a good estate plan, it's important to recognize that oftentimes you will want to keep money held in trust for your spouse or your children for a variety of reasons. And when you do so, you need to think of a manager to handle investments, handle tax planning, and make sure that distributions take place in accordance with your wishes. In most planning, that person is called a trustee. And so I'd like to spend a few minutes talking about some trustee options that you can consider when putting together your estate planning. The most common thought process for a trustee is to name a close family member or friend that can be a trustee to manage your assets. And for most of our clients, a trustee that's a friend or a family member works wonderfully. They understand what your wishes are, they know your family well, and they can expedite your planning, typically at a reduced cost. Now, unfortunately, family and friends can be limited in their skill set. Not everyone is a wonderful financial advisor. Not everyone is a wonderful tax advisor. So most trusts allow a trustee to name someone as an agent that can be hired to make sure that all of the jobs of a trustee are adequately addressed. Now, in some families, a close family member or friend is not a good option for a variety of reasons. So a second option is to name an institutional trustee, or sometimes we call that trustee a corporate trustee. Many banks and trust companies exist to serve in the job of professional trustee, and while they may be a bit faceless, they will make certain that the job of managing your assets and making distributions is done in a professional environment. They have financial advisors on staff more times than not, and they can make certain that the money is invested in a proper manner and that your family is well taken care of. Now, many of our clients like the idea of an institutional trustee to make sure that all of the management is handled properly, but they're a bit intimidated by the faceless aspect of a corporate trustee. And for that reason, we often talk about having an institutional trustee acting with a family member and creating a co-trustee relationship, or in some respects we'll call that a committee of trustees. By doing so, you've got the personal touch of a family member along with an institutional trustee that can make sure that everything is done in a prudent, proper fashion in accordance with the law in Florida. When we think of trustees, though, we don't always want to limit ourselves to one or two people or institutions. Oftentimes, 3 trustees can be a very good scenario for a family because everyone brings a different skill set to the table. We certainly know that there are a number of people that are wonderful in the different disciplines, and if they come together, they can really serve our clients' families well. In addition, a thought process that needs to take place with every estate plan is to name succession in trustees. Your friend that you name tomorrow may not be around forever. In fact, none of us will be around forever, so having someone as a backup is very worthwhile. And that may be why some individuals like to use corporate trustees with the thought process that they will survive us. And there's some truth to that. A final word on trustee is that it may be worthwhile to think about having your children as a co-trustee of their own trusts when they are older, perhaps at age 25 or when they complete college. And the reason for that suggestion is that serving as a co-trustee is an opportunity for a child in a very protected environment to learn about the assets you've left for them so that when distributions are made to them in a meaningful sense, they will have a better understanding of how to manage those on their own. If they're not involved in the trusteeship at a younger age, when money is distributed to them, say at age 30, they may not have a good understanding of how to invest the money or how to spend it. And so all of the work you put together in your estate plan could be squandered.